Okay, we can start. Everyone is here. Hello to the TUC meeting, 4th of February. Today we have the agenda to go over the review action items. I see the agenda is wrong. Review action items from last week. We will get an update from Service Management Working Group and go over the PR's issues and then talk about any other business. So regarding action items from last week, the first one is to start the TUC checkpoint 1 discussion for the CF API v2 deprecation RFC. So here is most probably the
Yep, I have created the PR. It basically modifies the RFC and simply puts in the version where CF API v2 is disabled, and yeah, you could use this one to vote, and then we have the documentation and everything should be good.
So we can check when we are reviewing the PRs. And there was a repository which was owned by two working groups. I think you all opened
this is cleaned up.
Yeah. Okay. Then we can proceed with the update. Hi, Marcela. Thank you for joining.
Hi, Beyhan. How is everybody doing? Okay, it's going to be a short update, I guess. So from the services working group, we have the cloud service broker, but currently not much news on that front. It's maintenance mode at the moment. We don't envision new features in the short term, at least. The Service Fabrik project was successfully archived, I think last week. You discussed that. There hadn't been any movement in the repositories for over 10 months, and there was no active approvers also. And it leaves us with the OSB API front, which is not moving much also. One thing that I wanted to do for some time is to remove the OSB API CloudFoundry account, close it. I don't know what are the thoughts from the TOC. I deprecated it and directed everyone to the CloudFoundry Slack, mostly because there's no one commenting on it, and we are on a free account, so the history is not there either. There's not much point on having it around and having one more place to look at comments or requests. It's just overhead. Slack, yeah. Sorry, okay. Did I say something else?
I thought you said account, but maybe I missed the Slack part.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, Chris, maybe we can take this offline later and see if we can shut that down.
Yeah, we did make some edits to the old OSBAPI website, which was very out of date. There's probably more tweaks there, but I can go ahead and just delete the workspace at this point so that there's no confusion.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Sure.
And there's not much movement on that front either. So, well, basically was considering other owners for the OSB API instead of this service group. There's a challenge that this service group doesn't really own the implementation in the platforms for the OSB API, right? That would be CAPI for CloudFoundry. And historically, OSB API had been worked on by CAPI folks. So I wonder if that would be a more natural place at this point, being that there are, like, if we were full of other services in the working group, it might make sense that new proposals came from our side as well. But being that it's so quiet, I wonder if changes could be just driven by them instead. And so I probably will be raising a PR for that as well.
Do you know if there's anybody available that has worked in the past on Open Service Broker API in somewhere in the ARI working group, or because
I don't know in the working group. I haven't looked at who is in the working group that maintains CAPI, maybe. I'm not sure if Sam is there.
I mean, alternative,
take
if
a
there's
look.
still somebody who is working on it or would be working on it, then yeah, could be added as an own area with approvers coming, because otherwise just throwing it over the fence usually means it's basically dead.
Yeah, I think the goal is to like there's too much overhead in this working group as is, right? So I think this like having a separate area in an existing working group makes more sense, maybe. Right.
Which are the leftovers? I think I missed something. OSB API repository, and are there any other or only the OSB?
It could be just a cloud service broker, which is also in maintenance mode, so we can keep it here, but it's just maintaining a one working group for one project might not make sense, so we can see if there's another working group where it makes sense. Haven't looked into that.
I mean, just from a like foundational infrastructure point of view, we already have some services, right? So if we really need a place, we always have that. Like I think Postgres and even MySQL live in foundational infrastructure. So there's some prior art with brokers living in the foundational infrastructure.
Yeah, it would be mostly just moving the ownership, but the approvers would be still the same.
Yeah, it's just in a separate element.
So that would be it. Any questions?
Cloud Service Broker is an alternative to Service Fabrik or some.
No, it's a service broker for or it's it's three service brokers. There's a common broker, and then there's broker packs for the different ISs that like package a bunch of Terraform templates to provision, I don't know, an RDS instance, for example.
And everybody can, and anyone can write their own broker pack and just deploy their own core broker with their broker pack. So there are some people in the open source space actually implementing their own brokers with it.
So it can be seen as a reference implementation for OSB API, or
I don't know. That's quite an involved reference implementation, right? Like I think there's simpler things you could do with OSBAPI.
It doesn't really implement all the endpoints. So that's it for reference. But yeah. You're trying to force it alongside the OSB API.
Let's try this hot potato game.
but
Feels like an interface to me. or maybe like a runtime interface even, right? Or apps, I would say.
And archiving, that is not an option because people are using and
It's also like it's in maintenance mode, so there's still commits, right? So security, so there's still pipelines running, so there's still new commits with security bumps of
Bug
components
fixes,
and bug
yeah.
fixes, those types of things. It's just not like
Mhm.
there's not much roadmap, but it is being like maintained.
Yeah, if there is no other good fit, then I think we can handle it in the foundational working group. We don't need an overhead with its own working group. Yeah. This is understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just submit the PRs in the upcoming weeks and we can discuss further then.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah. So during the CF day, there were some ideas to evolve the OSB API towards registering service instances to multiple runtimes or how we can share service instances. So no one proposed anything in that direction. So there was no activity.
No, there was no activity whatsoever. We can look at it. I think that the challenge is most of the time that would encompass changes in the platforms. Right? We can change the API, but if platforms don't follow and implement them, currently, for example, CloudFoundry is behind with OSBAPI.
Yeah.
Two
Yes.
versions.
So I think in that sense, it would make more sense for it to be alongside CAPI because then they can see it would be more tangible for them to see what the impact would be of every change and just say what they can or cannot do or what are they willing to accept as a PR. But if otherwise it's just a theoretical API that no one implements.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah, I think we have here agreement how to proceed.
Okay. Thanks.
Are there any other questions? And thank you, Marcela, for the update. I tried to write down the notes. I think I missed something, but yeah, almost. If you see something missing, you can ping me.
I can add. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Sure. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, then we can proceed with the dashboard. So the first one here is our Concourse PR. Oh, okay.
So Derek, remind me, what updates did you make since last week?
I added the repos under the core group that we would expect to be there, which is basically everything that's in there right now, but it's listed out. I left a little note of there's some archived repos in there, and then there's some repos I would expect to be archiving not long after the formation of the group. For example, the governance repo and some of the things that are vestiges of how it's been maintained in the past, or in that way from a community perspective. But I'd want to talk about that with the group itself as we spin that up.
Okay.
Are there any other changes that TOC members were expecting or wanting? I'm kind of inclined just to merge and get this approval going, get it donated.
I looked into the PR and it looks good from his the proposed changes are good for me.
We would need this other RFC first, right? But otherwise, I also don't see problems. The automation.
Is it actually a dependency, right? Like, because this will not like cause anything like this. This is more about we basically want to unblock the donation, I would say, and all the like actual, I don't know, automation steps and stuff like could come after. And I mean, we currently already have two organizations that we support, right? So basically, by merging this, the current RFCs, it's not that they become more wrong, right? It's the same wrong, and we already have something out there to address that. So I would not make it a blocker, basically. And I don't know,
Yeah.
There's a bit of with these things, it's timing is everything. So we now have all the green lights. So I rather get this thing
Okay,
donated.
I got it.
So we have it, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Oh.
So at the moment, if we merge the PR, the automation won't do anything because we removed that YAML.
Yeah. That's fine.
I think from my side it's okay. We can evolve the automation iteratively to catch up here. And we don't have any open discussions at the moment. Is this already done, this support case for EasyCLA?
Yeah, because it's now green. It's covered.
Just now, because it simply didn't run, because nobody allowed the GitHub actions to run. But EasyCLA is green, and yep, the other one is also green. So
Green.
oh, I have to. Okay.
Welcome.
I wasn't thinking in my head, hit the button, hit the button, hit the button.
I mean, there's still the revert button, right?
What, Ruben?
There's still a revert button, isn't there? Right now.
No. Nope.
Still need to-
No take
Oh, it's
backsies.
gone.
No take backsies.
So now there's probably an action item for maybe Derek and Chris Clark, or Chris Clark.
Yep.
Yeah,
Follow through.
we've got the the contribution agreement and documents and stuff over at Broadcom, so kind of waiting on confirmation on that, but then we'll get this officially set up as a Linux Foundation project underneath CloudFoundry as a working group. But we can proceed with these things, I think, as long as Broadcom's okay with it in the meantime.
Yeah, sounds good.
So regarding the contribution agreement, is there anything we from SAP side need to do? How is it?
From SAP?
Yeah.
No.
So it is will be included in the agreement which we have already with the foundation, so to say.
Well, I mean,
This will be covered by EasyCLA going forward, right? That's the
yeah,
idea.
right. Oh, yeah. EasyCLA will cover all contributions to Concourse going forward, but
Yeah.
the
Do we-
initial.
Do we need to set something up with the Concourse organization to make EasyCLA work?
I'm sure. At
Yeah.
least install it. It's at least not installed, right? If
Right.
not, there's configuration on top of that.
We'll need to add the Linux Foundation GitHub user as an owner of the Concourse org, and then install EasyCLA.
Is that an action item you can take, Chris? Working with Derek?
And with
Yep.
this, yeah.
I think that would be like a good visible change, right? Like that going forward, EasyCLA bot will start, I don't know, spamming those PRs.
That's how you know you've made it.
I don't know. I mean, it means that people that are creating a PR are signing the contributor license agreement. So I think that's important.
I agree.
Yeah. And was there any other action item? Or we talked also about something.
I guess Derek has to set up a monthly meeting or a weekly meeting, whatever meeting he wants.
Yeah, I will confirm with Taylor. My guess is we might start with like weekly to bi-weekly, and then, you know, especially as we have some formation topics to figure out. But that to be lower throughput.
Yeah, it's not so urgent.
I'm really happy that we keep the number of working groups stable, right? So with Marcela going
Not
away,
yet,
that
not.
It's
bringing a new one in, right? Like, it's important.
Cloud broke actually a good fit for the new working group. Okay. Okay, then I think we all have all covered regarding this the new working group. So we can continue discussion in the Slack channel if there is something still open. So in this one, I still don't have any thumbs up. We have been waiting for a second one. We pinged the people last time, but I can check with Benjamin. So the checkpoint, we looked a little bit into this.
Yep.
Well,
I would give Greg a chance to comment or vote on it.
mhm.
I don't know. Is he in vacation at the moment or so? Because it was very silent. Might be. Then just
Yeah.
wait a little
He's
bit.
on PTO until the 20th. Man, that sounds nice.
How it is possible? Yeah, okay, then we should wait a little bit here.
Technically speaking, only the TOC needs to approve, right? Like that was what was written in the RFC. I mean, it's nice
Yeah.
for him to also.
Yeah, we can also proceed. I guess I cannot vote on it because I created it.
Because like the checkpoint is TOC approval, right? And the approval is the TOC knows about this stuff, right? And we have
Yep.
been informed.
And you should maybe check whether the points from phase 1 were all accomplished. But that's it.
Yeah.
Can confirm it's turned off by default, given the redness of our pipelines.
Okay, this is TLC approval document in PR. And the upgrade guide was already existing, so there was no any.
Yeah.
It's an existing guide. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's already approved. I was too small. So we should merge then. I'm waiting. Yeah. Okay.
I would think so. Yeah.
Oh, success stories today. I lost my dashboard. Okay. Yeah, this is the second action item, mandatory repository ownership. So we have here the approval. Oh, somewhere, Anita commented somewhere that it is okay to remove.
Yeah, this one is already merged.
Okay, this is the.
So it's now cleaned up, and this PR will now enforce the rules, so you cannot introduce new duplicate assignment.
And I was confused. I was thinking about the other one. We have again the inactive user to be deleted. We need to wait. Quite a long list in.
It was empty last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This is clearly an anniversary of a layoff.
I was, yeah, you mentioned that, and I was checking the PR and so wow.
That's what I did this morning too. I have some PRs to make.
It's unfortunate, but yeah. But on our side, we are going, getting better. So. Yeah. Okay, then we need to wait here, and working groups leads can open PRs for their working groups. So on the RFC side, so we have the multiple GitHub orgs. I think that there was agreement about the discussion we had last time.
Yep. So
We're good, right? No changes needed for now. Yep.
So now all the required changes are in the PR.
yes.
I think we can start the 2-week comment period, or that's what we call it, right? Final comment period, if everyone's okay with that.
It's 1 week.
So one?
If I recall that correctly, yeah.
We
thought it
might
was
have
2.
done. We might have done 2 for special ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like when we felt like it.
I'm pretty sure it's 1 because I didn't know what an FCP was, and I searched the repo and remember something about 1 week.
Man, I feel like it's always been 2. I feel like I'm living in a different reality right now. But sure, one's
Usually
great.
if it's one of yours, then we do it extra special, but
Sooner's great. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the 2 weeks to like refute things. Like if someone's being removed from as
That's
an
2
approver or
weeks,
something.
yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, the term final comment period is, I don't know, it's a little bit difficult to remember. Okay, then we are good here. And we started the final comment period last time about the property validation.
Yeah, there's not much guidance in here for like what release authors really want out of this as far as additional stuff over the base JSON schema, what's available there, but we get the base in there and it's easy to add stuff later. It's not like this is set in stone. It should all be additive going forward, so.
Yeah. And the comment we got after the final comment period started, yeah, it's nothing which stops us. So we've been talking last time that this maybe is the fastest RFC implementation ever, because your timeline, Joseph, looks very
Very
And I guess
ambitious.
the implementation is already on a branch, right?
I think it's just in the working state on my computer currently, but maybe a stash.
You've been waiting for us to accept, and then you will push.
I might do some additional additive stuff for cert validation, but we'll see.
Okay, we need RFC number for this. Okay, and we have an update for the file-based service binding RFC. So if you recall, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I've been showing some detailed discussions about how the serialization should be for the files. This has been discussed further, and there was an agreement to support 2 options for the file-based service bindings, so that application owners can define whether they want the bindings in the Kubernetes-based specification, service binding IO, or just having VCAP services as a file in the container, and there will be an environment variable, the VCAP services file path, which will point to that file. And existing libraries just can pass that file and provide backwards compatible support for the binding parsing. So the issue is that if we go only with the service binding IO approach, existing libraries for V2 build packs, they cannot provide backwards compatible approach. Application will need to change to the way how they parse, get the variables from the VCAP services, the values. That's why was this agreement to have 2 options.
Is the plan to support both options forever, or to slowly maybe phase one out and go towards the Kate's way as a standard?
Yes, once it is implemented, you have to maintain it basically forever, because it would be an incompatible change, and that's unrealistic.
Maybe this could be bound to the V2 build packs if at one point they are deprecated. People using CNBs, they won't use this approach. They will go for the Kubernetes-based approach because there are libraries and could be an option to at some point if V2 build packs are deprecated, also to deprecate the options with vCap services. Any questions? Do you need time to go to check on this?
Yeah, I'm thinking who would be the right people to get opinions from.
The real discussion actually happened on a cloud controller ticket
Yeah.
with pros and cons and also votings. I think it's referenced here in this RFC. So you see the whole discussion.
Yes, I referenced the discussion. I was searching the discussion.
I see.
And we had it in the working group meeting, and unfortunately, attendance was not that good as it should be.
So it is referenced here, but I also reached out to Spring Cloud people like Daniel, and he also provided feedback here in the discussion.
I see. Would it make sense to have some of the people from this thread also do a thumbs up in the these changes to the RFC, so that we like close the loop, that the changes being proposed are actually what they understood the discussion to be, the outcome of the discussion to be? Or do we feel like that's too much?
Basically, it's explained here what is the update of the RFC, but we can have, I think, we can ask the people to put thumbs up.
Yeah, right. There were people involved here in the discussion below. They said, yes, this option is good, but then, I don't know, it's nice to maybe give them an option to, I mean, at least from that discussion point to the RFC, and then ask them to look at it.
Yeah, why not? I think if we have capacity to implement something, it can be done. Basically, basically they were involved.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can wait here.
Do we already want to start a final comment period? So that next week because it's not like it's just a revision, or yeah, it's an update to an RFC, so we have a final comment period, right?
Yes. Okay, but it's clear. Regarding RFCs, I think this is all on the issues side. There is nothing. Then we can proceed with any other business. So there was PR, a lead change in the CF on Kubernetes working group. Unfortunately, this has been merged. Georgi wasn't aware of the procedure we have. But yeah, the PR was opened by Dave to remove himself. That's why it's on. Yeah. I mentioned here the procedure to Georgi for the next time. Yeah. Any comments? This was just for your information. And the next one is the CF deployment working group. People reached out to me because they don't see updates in the Bosch releases of the build packs. For example, if we go to the Ruby build pack, so in the Ruby build pack itself, we see new releases, like the latest one is V1 10.21. If we go to the Bosch release, there are no updates. So the updates from the build pack itself somehow are not consumed in the
Look at the last commit. If you look at the last commit, it seems that it was being.
Maybe they're just not cutting releases.
They are cutting Bosch releases. They're just not. Are they updating the blobs? They are not cutting the release. I don't know if it's. Do they also cut releases in the final releases directory?
It's,
Yeah, looks
Bosch,
like it.
Yeah. On Bosch IO, they don't have. There are no.
Bosch IO doesn't depend on GitHub releases. Not final builds. It's final releases, right? Something. What's it? Where does this stuff go? Oh no, so it's just releases, right? It's in the releases directory.
It's releases.
Yeah.
But last time was 3 months ago, by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's the last time they cut a GitHub release too.
So they tried in the build pack Slack channel, but didn't get any feedback. If someone can, I don't know. But they reached out to me. I didn't know what to do. I decided I can bring it to the TLC to check. Maybe the automation is broken or something. Because it's the same with the other build packs, like Go.
Ruben and I can find someone to poke. Thanks for telling us. D.
Okay. Is there anything else? I'll call for this new entry. Was this from you, Ram or Chris, regarding CFD?
Yeah, that was me. I was just looking for the link to paste. So as always, when we have an event, we look for a program committee, and our calls are open for this year. So if anybody is interested in being a part of the program committee, do apply. Obviously, a lot of people in this group, qualify well to be part of the program committee. And we've had wonderful success all of these years. So yeah, drop your hat in the ring if you're interested in serving as the program committee. If there's others who you think might also be interested, do share it with them. I'll send out some email reminders and some stuff on Slack later this week, but I thought the TOC deserves a special invitation. And while we're on the subject, CFP deadlines are approaching. It's on the 23rd of Feb. Obviously, I'll send out a few more reminders, but keep working on them and keep reminding folks that we're really looking forward to some awesome talks and submissions from your teams. That's it from me.
Yeah. I'm trying to do advertisement at SAP. The budget situation is not clear yet, which is blocking some people from proposing talks. Let's see.
Yeah, that's always a challenge. I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else? Not, and we are done. It was a little bit longer today. We had a lot of topics and action items. Thank you for that time and see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.